What if everything you've been told about planting a productive vegetable garden is wrong? What if the very seeds you're most excited to plant are the ones sabotaging your harvest before you even begin? Today, we are cutting through the gardening myths and targeting 5 specific vegetables that you need to stop planting, effective immediately. This is not about bad luck. This is about bad choices. Choices that drain your time, waste your money, and occupy valuable space that should be bursting with life. Welcome to Purely Garden, where we focus on results, not just rituals. The first step to a better garden is to stop doing what does not work. So if you are ready to transform your approach, hit that subscribe button and join our community of smart growers. Start by telling me where you are growing from in the comments. Now let's identify these 5 garden failures. Vegetable number 1. The classic bell pepper. Now I can already picture the beautiful glossy fruits on the seed packet. They promise crisp, sweet slices for your salads and stir fries. But for the vast majority of gardeners, especially those without a long, intensely hot summer, that promise is a lie. The standard blocky bell pepper is one of the most disappointing crops you can grow. Here is the harsh reality. Bell peppers are divas of the highest order. They demand consistently warm soil, warm roots, and warm nights. If your evening temperatures dip too low, something very common in early and even midsummer for many regions, the plants will simply drop their blossoms. You will have a lush, green, flowering plant that produces absolutely nothing. They are also painfully slow. While a zucchini is pumping out fruit and tomatoes are ripening, your bell pepper plant is still contemplating its existence. They require a long, uninterrupted growing season just to size up and change color, often not ripening to red or yellow until late in the season, if at all. And let's talk pests and problems. Aphids love them. They are prone to blossom end rot, just like tomatoes, caused by inconsistent watering which disrupts calcium uptake. So after months of babying, staking, and feeding, you might end up with 2 or 3 small, thin-walled peppers that have soft, rotten spots on the bottom. The space-to-yield ratio is abysmal. Think about it, you could fit an entire patch of leaf lettuce or a prolific bush bean plant in the same footprint, harvesting weekly. The smarter, more gratifying alternative is to pivot to prolific, faster, and more resilient pepper varieties. Grow shishito peppers. You will harvest dozens for blistered appetizers in the time it takes 1 bell to ripen. A single shishito plant is a generosity machine. Grow Hungarian wax or banana peppers for stuffing. They set fruit more reliably under stress. Or if you must have that bell flavor, seek out modern, compact hybrids labeled specifically for short seasons or container growth, like Lunchbox or Mini Bell. They mature faster and produce more per plant. Stop fighting nature and choose plants that want to produce for you, turning anticipation into actual harvest. Vegetable number 2, the standard garden onion from seed. The dream of growing your own storage onions from a tiny black seed is deeply appealing. It feels pure and economical. In practice, it is one of the surest ways to waste an entire season's worth of prime garden space. Onions are not just plants, they are complex chemical clocks governed by day length. Get this wrong, and you get 0 bulbs. Long day onions need extended summer daylight to trigger bulbing and will fail in the south. Short day onions need the opposite and will fail in the north. Planting the wrong type means you will have a beautiful bed of green onion tops that never ever swell. But even with the right type, starting from seed is a marathon of frustration. Onions are weak, slow starters. They cannot compete with weeds. Their growth is easily stunted by even minor dry spells or nutrient deficiencies. You are looking at 120 to 130 days of meticulous, uninterrupted cultivation, thinning, weeding, side dressing, all for a row of bulbs that often end up no bigger than a golf ball. Why? Because the plant spent the first half of its life just trying to establish a foothold. The payoff is minimal. The effort is maximal. The professional gardener's secret is to never start bulbing onions from seed. Instead, invest in onion sets, or even better, high-quality onion transplants. Those are the little bunches of bare root seedlings. This gives you a massive 6 to 8 week head start, bypassing the most vulnerable seedling stage. You plant robust starts, and they focus their energy on bulbing almost immediately. But the ultimate hack: forget storage onions altogether for a moment. Grow perennial bunching onions or hearty scallions. You can succession plant them, harvest them continuously all season long as needed by simply cutting what you need, and they are virtually bulletproof. They give you that fresh, pungent onion flavor without the heartache and the waiting. You get immediate gratification and continuous yield, which is what home gardening should be about. Consistent fresh food. Vegetable number 3. The traditional summer cabbage. That pristine, dense, perfect head of cabbage is the goal, but achieving it in a home garden is like trying to win a war on 3 fronts simultaneously. First front: pests. Cabbage is a neon buffet sign for the insect world. Imported cabbage worms, the green larvae of white butterflies, will devour leaves, leaving behind a disgusting trail of dark green frass. Cabbage loopers, aphids, and flea beetles join the feast. You will be forced into constant vigilance, hand-picking, or using organic sprays just to keep the plants alive, turning a relaxing hobby into a chore. Second front: environmental demands. Cabbage is a heavy feeder, requiring incredibly rich, moist soil. If the water is inconsistent, the head may not form tightly. And here is the cruel twist: if after a dry period you get a heavy rain, the head can absorb water so quickly it splits right open, ruining it instantly. All that work, undone by one weather event. Third front: the space-time payoff. One cabbage plant occupies a square foot of space for 80 to 90 days. At the end, you get one head. Compare that to a row of loose-leaf lettuce or kale, where you can harvest outer leaves for months. The intelligent move is to step away from the tight-headed varieties. Grow more open, Savoy-type cabbages with crinkled leaves. They are slightly more forgiving, but the best advice is to replace them with their hardy, productive cousins: kale, collard greens, or Swiss chard. You get similar flavors and nutritional benefits, but you harvest leaves continuously for the entire season from a single planting. A quick cut and come again harvest every week provides constant greens for your kitchen. They are tougher, more pest-resistant, and infinitely more generous. They work with you, not against you, building soil and providing food rather than being a sink of resources for a single prize. Vegetable number 4. The standard long carrot. We are sold the image of the long, tapered, perfect orange root. What we are not sold is the soil preparation required to make it happen. Trying to grow classic Imperator or Danvers carrots in typical unamended garden soil is a recipe for frustration. Carrot seeds need a fine, loose, deeply tilled seedbed, free of stones and clumps. Any obstruction will cause the delicate taproot to fork, split, or become stunted. You can spend an entire weekend creating a perfect carrot bed, only to have one small rock you missed cause a dozen carrots to deform. Then there is the thinning. Carrot seeds are tiny, so you inevitably overseed. The tedious, heartbreaking job of thinning out the tiny seedlings without disturbing the ones you leave behind is a test of patience. And if you do not thin aggressively enough, you will end up with a crowded row of spindly, unusable roots. It is a high-stakes game with your soil's texture. The solution is to work with your soil, not against it. If your soil is heavy clay, shallow, or rocky, abandon the long varieties immediately. Instead, champion the short and stout. Chantenay carrots are broad-shouldered and cone-shaped, thriving in heavier soils. Paris Market or Romeo carrots are perfectly round and can be grown in almost any container or shallow bed. Nantes types are a good medium-length compromise, known for their sweetness and slightly less finicky nature. By choosing the right shape for your conditions, you turn a gamble into a guarantee. You also open the door to amazing colors. Deep purples, bright yellows, and vibrant reds often come in these shorter varieties, making your harvest not just successful, but stunning. Plus, these varieties often have concentrated, intense sweetness, proving that good things truly do come in small, soil-adapted packages. Vegetable number 5, the asparagus from Seed Fantasy. The thought of growing a perennial vegetable from seed is incredibly appealing. It feels so self-sufficient. With asparagus, it is a tragic mistake that will cost you years. Let us walk through the timeline of regret. Year 1. You plant the hard, black seeds. They germinate slowly. You get wispy, fern-like seedlings that look nothing like asparagus. You must nurture these delicate ferns all summer, protecting them from weeds and pests. And you cannot harvest a single spear. All their energy goes to building a small crown underground. Year 2. The plants return, slightly larger. You might see a few spears emerge in spring. The temptation is huge, but you must resist. If you harvest now, you severely weaken the plant for future years. You let them grow into their ferny stage again, dedicating a permanent patch of your garden to what looks like decorative foliage. Year 3. This is the first year of a possible light harvest. You might get a few spears per plant over a couple of weeks. A full, robust harvest is still a year away. You have invested 3 full years of care and space for a tiny return. It is a marathon of delayed gratification where the finish line keeps moving. The alternative is so obvious it is non-negotiable. Buy established, healthy, 1-year-old crowns. Plant these dormant roots in a well-prepared, deeply composted bed. In the first year, you let them fern out to establish. In the second year, you can take a very light 2-week harvest, just a few spears per crown. By the third year, you have a fully productive asparagus patch that will produce for 2 decades. You have literally bought yourself 2 years of time and effort. Think of the crowns as an investment in your future harvests, not an expense. It transforms the process from a test of patience into a structured, rewarding project with a clear and much faster payoff. Never be tempted by asparagus seed. It is the very definition of a bad investment for a home gardener seeking tangible results. You now possess the knowledge to stop the cycle of garden disappointment. These 5 vegetables, as traditionally planted, are betraying your effort and space. Replacing them with smarter varieties or methods is not a compromise. It is an upgrade to guaranteed success. Now I need to know, which one of these shocked you the most? Was it the bell pepper or the onion revelation? Let me know in the comments below. And if this guide just saved your next growing season, do this channel a huge favor. Hit that like button to boost this message, share it with every gardener you know, and make sure you are subscribed to Purely Garden. We are here to help you grow a garden that actually works. Thanks for watching.